Hi everyone. In this video, let us discuss machine coding round on Flipment. Here, the description they are given is we are required to build an app that lets patients connect to doctors and book appointments. The day is divided into time slots of 30 minutes each, starting from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Doctors can log into the portals and declare their availability for the given day in the terms of slots. Patients can book appointments or cancel existing appointments. For simplicity, you can assume that the doctor availability is declared for the particular day only. The features given are a new doctor should be able to register and mention his or specialty among cardiologist, dermatologist, orthopedic, general physician. A doctor should be able to declare his or her availability in each slot for the day. For example, the slot will be of 30 minutes like 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. to 10 a.m. like 30 minutes some slot. Patients should be able to register. Patients should able to set available slots based on specialty. The slots should be displayed in the ranked fashion. Default ranking strategy should be ranked by start time. We should able to plug in more strategy like doctors rating, all this. Patient should be able to book appointments with a doctor for availability slot. Patient can able to book multiple appointments in a day. A patient cannot book two appointments with two different doctors in the time slot. Patient can also cancel the appointment, in which case the time slot available for the some other else. There is one more feature called build a waitlist feature. If the patient wishes to book a slot for a particular doctor that is already booked, then add his patient to the waitlist. If the patient with whom the appointments was booked originally cancel the appointments, then in the first in the waitlist gets the appointment. The patient or doctor should be able to view or his or her booked appointments for the day. And there is an bonus requirement trending doctor and different ranking strategy. So the expectations, the guidance are it's at 120 minutes. You're allowed to access the internet only for syntax. Then you are free to use any language of choice. Do not use external libraries. Implement the code only in memory data. Database not required. Do not require any UI. Write a driver class for demo purpose. Sample data and make sure you execute your code. Prioritize your code compile execution completion. Make sure your code is functionally correct. Work on the correct output first, then add have good features. Code should be modular, readable. Separation of concern. Uh, Code should be easily accommodate with requirements. There should be dry run, modular, testable. All this. So this is the sample test cases. This is the input. Whenever we register, we should say welcome Dr. Curious. Then and curious timings, slots. We will discuss the input and output one by one, all the different test cases. So actually, this question was asked in Flipkart. The question is Flipment. Let us dive into the code. So this is the code. Here, I'm following the MVC pattern, that is model view controller. So basically, we will have the uh, database, that is doctor repository, patient repository. But before, uh, we have the models, that is ER diagrams, entity relationships, like it's kind of class diagrams, how the things are related to each other. So first, like there is a time slots we required, so I've designed the time slots, that is the start and the end. uh, then we need an specialization. I've taken the enum, that is a cardiologist, dermatologist, orthopedic, general physician. Then we need the patient. The patient have patient ID, patient name, and I'm taking the hash map, that is the doctor and list of time slots. And coming to the doctor, first let's check the availability doctor. In the availability doctor, we have the doctor and list of the time slots. And and the doctor map. So the doctor have doctor ID, doctor name, and hash map I'm taking with the key as time slots and with the value boolean slots. Specialization enum part and rating also we have taken, and all these are getters and setters. And finally we have the booking model we have booking ID, doctor and patient, time slot and wait list. So the requirements are, there is a doctor, there is a patient, there is a booking. So doctor can come and register. Patient should um, come and check for doctor's availability and book, and patient should book the appointment. So based how we should design the entity relationship, like first we should check the nouns, then we should check the like the actions or overall meaning, and like that we will take the that models. If it is an we are working real time project, this is nothing but we'll use at the rate entity and we will connect to the database directly all these records. But here we will use the repository. You can see we are not using JPA repository. If you observe the patient repository, we have I'm taking the patient hash map, something substitute for the database, like it is the list key ID, then patient details. So first I will write the register patient, that is whenever patient is coming, if the patient key is already there, then uh, I'm throwing patient not present exception, or we will put that patient id and patient details. Then boolean is patient register or not, we'll check if the patient already contains the key or the patient id or not. And also we are going through exceptions also. And you can see there is a doctor repository is the same, there is an doctor's hash map. Here we will store all the data like with the key and value pair. So key is kind of primary id and value is called id that records we will store in the database. Now coming to the specialization, doctor specialization also I'm taking. So there is also methods like register the doctor, I'm putting the doctor. If the doctor contains key already, that doctors go get doctor id, I'm throwing the exception doctor already present exception. So this doctor is already present exception. So whenever that case comes, we'll do that. Then coming to other methods, so then if it is not contains that key, then I'm putting the doctors in the key value, there doctor dot get doctor id and doctor details. If doctor contains key, that specialization, coming to specialization also I'm putting that into doctor for specialization separate hash map object, that is there. And then I'm writing the functionality add availability. So basically in job jpa repository we have inbuilt methods like save, find all, find by id, all those. But instead of that we are creating our own jpa methods. It is like when the someone worked in machine coding, she will be able to work on production ready environment codes. So that's why this product based companies or startups mostly focus on machine coding. Here if you observe, add availability is one functionality, we are writing itself a repository. So add availability, this doctor id and time slots and doctor. So this is the code for add availability, we are just putting there. And then list of doctors, we need to get the list of all doctors by uh, doctors by specialty. So these whatever the username methods like variable functions names we are giving, that is our own choice, that gives some meaning to the project. So specialization I'm sending and same I'm putting that is out of specialization. A list of available doctors for all doctor by specialization. And there is doctor registered and it's get doctor details and free slots. So this is upper repository. Let's go to dive into the driver class, because usually here all the functions we are executing in the console application. So the java application where we are not working on the browser. If you are working on the browser, we will use rest apis, that every time the application will be running 24 by 7. Whatever certain functionality we need like booking, sending, all everyone we can use. That is a different platform like cloud setup. But here we are working only on local and console, where we will run we'll call is, it's kind of it act like a controller method. So this is something resemblance mvc pattern. We can do without MVC pattern also, but the MVC pattern is mostly widely used in industries, IT industries. So coming to here, first I'm doing one. It is a main method driver class and print equals new console input, and this console input is nothing but just printing the data. So instead of writing every time system.out.println, I'm writing the method one creating an object or console print that implements the print. And the next one is there I'm initializing this repository and service initialization, that I said we can create that functions here itself. But to make code is very not much lengthy, because in the question they mentioned like it should be readable, modular, extensible, all the solid principles required. And coming to machine coding, we can apply other design pattern also if required. So depends on the use cases. we need to add all those stuff. Coming to here, I'm just initializing the repository and survey initialization, that just object I'm creating, so that with the object we can call the required functions, all those register, add availability, all those stuff. Now I'm creating a doctor repository, like we already saw that, and patient repository. Now coming to doctor service, patient service, booking service. So why we use service is because service is kind of a layer between controller and repository, where we will add the business logic, all the stuff. So usually this is a very best practice you widely used in industries. Now coming to, let's check for the doctor service class. I'm presenting the print, that is just an system.printer. Now doctor repository I'm sending. So doctor service nothing but I'm just creating a doctor repository. Usually when you're working in a Spring Boot, there is concept called dependency injection. Like you will create the object, it automatically take whenever it is required to create new object. Now here, if you observe here, I'm not using all those auto void or something. It's a simple plain Java class, so you can understand it better for understanding of next level concepts in Spring Boot, all those. You can observe this, like I'm writing here methods like register doctor, add availability, and show availability in doctors. Nothing but if register doctor, I'm just calling the doctor repository dot register method. That's a register method we already discussed before in the repository. That method only I'm calling here, and just printing the method doctor got get id. So whenever you are creating the doctor service, this object, here itself again we are calling a doctor repository only. So thus function will call be here, and that one will go and stored in the doctors, like you can see register doctor. It will go and add in the doctors this hash map object, and like that. And coming to now doctor service. So then the next one is add availability. So availability, I'm just checking local time start. There's some conversions is there that you can check in the util. So this is actually package structure, like we should have proper database, exceptions, mode, model, service, util, and driver class, all this stuff. Then I'm taking this code, like because we have that 30 minutes gap should be there. If the 30 minutes not is there, you should print like sorry the doctor slots are like 30 minutes only, that stuff. And I'm writing show availability slots by specialty. Again here also I'm just calling that doctor repository, this function only. And some extra stuff we are writing, that availability size, available doctor with the same slot, some that business logic, everything stuff I'm writing here. And coming to driver, let's observe the patient service. Patient service is the same. Patient service, you have only one functionality, register the patient. The patient's deposit dot register patient. So again it will call that function that will add here in the patient repository, that in that object the function will be added. And now coming to the next one is booking. We need also booking service. The booking service have doctors repository, patient repository, both we'll have. And we have the hashmap bookings here I'm creating, because there is no repository for the booking, right? For the repository we have only doctor and patient. So I'm creating one hash map object like bookings. As I said, it is for key and value. The key is like primary key, and value is nothing but record, something like we can learn in the databases, usually visual relational database, that one. Then coming to is static index. Yeah, this is business logic again, you can go through. And here booking the appointment, if the uh, booking appointment, I'm passing the patient object doctor and from slot everything. And coming to patient slots, this patients dot get patient id, you can check one by one, print the data. And there is an cancel booking, integer booking id. If you want to cancel the booking, you can cancel the booking id. And you can check for show booked appointments. This is a booked appointments code. And then you can check for free slots, this code. So all these are business logic. Up to now, the development point of view is done. Now let's discuss about testing department point of view. Like let's test the code, let's check the our functionalities whether it's working properly or not. If you can observe here, first I am doing doctor initialization. That is I'm taking three doctor objects, one object Kartikeya, Dreadful, Daring, and I'm passing with ids and name and type of specialization. Then I'm initialization patients one with 1 2 3 ids and patients names. and then I'm registering the doctors. If you can observe here, the doctor service already we are designed that I'm calling that function here. These whatever these methods in Spring Boot, whatever is nothing but a REST APIs. Like there is an get, put, post, delete, all these HTTP methods we will call whenever we require. But here we will run all the functionalities together, because there we will use the cloud application, like where we use DevOps tools, GitHub, Jenkins, and AWS cloud, everything. But we are here, we are just doing the local setup, not any cloud everything. So let's check. Let's comment all the other codes here, other functionalities, and let's check one by one functionality whether it's working properly or not. So now if you observe here, so there is initialization is done. Like usually we do this part in our database, like we'll whether use Postgres or MySQL, we will insert the data. From there we can do this functionalities from the controller. So here we need not MySQL, all these the production technologies. So now we can check. First I'm doing doctor service or registered doctor. We have already seen this code service. The service is if you go to three this, that registering doctor, it's going to doctor repository code where it registering the doctor these details. Now the same way I'm doing two doctors. I'm registering Kartikeya and Dreadful, two doctors. There three doctors actually. Then I'm just putting adding doctor availability with the time slots, that 30 minutes gap each. So let's comment this one also. Let's run this code. So basically whatever now you are seeing this is a console. In the production or in real world applications we will see on the browser side, right? So that front end or UI part we are not working here. That will be done by front end technologies like React or Angular or Android applications, Android app development. So that is a technology we can use for the interface. And now we can see as of now we are working on the console. You can see first like I'm welcoming Kartika, these two functionalities. And then availability is done, 1 2 3, three doctors availability is done. Then I mean in the same Kartikaya I've added two times, that is 10, 9:30 to 10 and 12:30 to that one. Then I register the three patients, that is also done. Now let's check, let's just try to check booking service. Booking service book appointment. Let's book an appointment, patient day with Dr. Karthikeya 12:30 slot. So I'm running this code. So appointment booked successfully with the booking ID 1. And then showing booking slots, like whatever availability slots, like whenever we go some multi-specialty hospital, this is how we will do, right? We'll go to reception and we'll ask like the particular doctor we need at a certain time slots and particular specialization. So we need to get the data. Actually when you observe this, an use case diagram will be there. Like there'll be actors here, a patient, a patient and one admin will be there. Patient will come and register his or her details, but the admin will do the entering the details for the doctor. And like booking appointment also, the admin or reception they will do these slots. There is use case diagram, and these all these functionalities nothing but the actions. Will call different names, HTTP methods, REST APIs, all this stuff. So like all these are like a very small features. They are like even more features will be there. Like we need to, after booking appointment, we need to pay the payment, and we need to call some other APIs. So this actually depends on, in Scrum calls, depends on user stories. The product owner or the product manager will give the task, accordingly we need to work. So this is mainly focusing on like a back-end development side. So now here's you can see in the next function is booking service, show booking appointments. So there is an Kartikeya a patient here with 12:21 the booking appointments, you can see here. And again let's try, right, let's try to again book an appointment again, the patient see with one this timing. So what will happen here, no available slots is there 1 7. So I added the one more feature called wait list. So this particular ID2 is scheduled for that. Now again let's check for the doctor service, show availability slots by specialty. So yeah, availability slots with the time slots is 12 to Dreadful, because Dreadful already booked. There is previously the um, for the availability doctors with time slots previously the cardiologist, there two timings are there, one timing is already booked, so the one only timing is left. So this is how we need to do testing. Like there are different types of testing. This is like we are doing manually, but there will be other softwares like QA teams will be there to check automation testing, all those stuff. So various departments will work while working on a project. Also there will be, the modules are so big, this is one just and simple one module, but in real time there will be more features, the system will be more elaborate, so we will use different microservices, all those stuff. So this is all about machine coding down on online doctor booking appointment system.